But the honest truth is that this makes people angry as well. My wife was so pissed off she couldn't articulate it.
Yeah.
And this was before fair play. And we just didn't have the language.
No.
So it was just really firmly this kind of, why do I have to do everything? Me being like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm never not holding at least 2 of our 3 children whilst trying to unload the dishwasher, whilst trying to, and I just kept doing more. Nothing touched the sides. And eventually I decided it was a character deficit on her part.
Yeah.
And she was determined to be miserable, and nothing I did counted, and I stopped trying. And we got to quite a bad place, And I had kids really young for our generation, right? I had 3 kids by the time I was 30. My wife's 8 years older than me. And I just saw all my friends having the identical argument to me and Eloise. This, why am I doing everything? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And these men were good men, right? My mates are good men, they're loving men, they're kind men, they work hard, they love their kids. They did not like their partners in this early phase, and their partners didn't like them. And it's like, but we think we're going to have kids and it's going to bring us closer together.
Yes.
And I haven't seen that happen once for anyone.
Yeah.
What?
I talk to a lot of mums about this experience from their side of it, and they always like almost try and qualify the experience by saying, but we do love each other. It's like we can't separate the two things out, that yes, we can have this relationship and this love, and parenting kind of sits like adjacent to that, like who we are as parents kind of sits adjacent to that. But I think in the early years, like you're saying, we just don't have the capacity to like separate out those two things. They all become like this tangled web.
I think we can pay lip service to the fact that, well, you know, I still love you.
Yeah.
But actually, if I really look at where our relationship got to, my wife leaving the house and going somewhere else for the weekend was, my body dropped.
Yeah.
My
That's
shoulders
so low.
dropped. I could breathe. And is that love? And I love her very much. And I do. And I've just done it, haven't I?
Like we can't separate.
But we're back. You know, we're on
Good.
the same team. And we
Okay.
argue. But we argue like 2 partners trying to get the best out of a business.
Yeah, right.
We might not agree how to do everything,
Right, okay.
but okay, I've dropped all the certainty that one of us is right, and we drop the morality. The judgment piece is massive, and I think I still get very defensive. I haven't beaten defensiveness. I just challenge it successfully, maybe 7 times out of 10, and there's a couple of times out of 10 where I say something mean, and then I come back and be like, that was shitty, that was uncalled for, I'm really sorry.
I think that's great.
Let's try again, and then sometimes I just plain fuck it up and we have a rap. But I think there's this thing that I'm really trying to do with my work that is take the blame out of this thing that happens to us.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of blame because mums unquestionably get the worst deal, and the status quo unquestionably benefits dads. But the guy in front of you didn't make that up.
No.
It's not his fault.
No.
It is his problem.
It is his problem. Yeah,
And
it's not
his
his fault.
responsibility
Yes,
to make
exactly.
it better.
Love that.
But if we can just take this, I'm doing more caring, therefore I care more, therefore I'm a better person than you are, which is underneath a lot of that anger.
Yeah.
We can challenge that.
Yeah.
Then we just, the whole thing opens up.
Yeah, massively. I love that. I love what you just said there. Like, it's not his fault, but it's his problem and his responsibility. Like, that's a really key piece there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like you're at a point now where communication is easier and you can convey what's like going on, like reflect your internal reality outward. But I think for so many of us, it's hard to even get to that point because it's like, and this comes back to the criticisms that you receive. It's like, well, I've been trying to convey what that's like, or I don't have the headspace or the capacity to like articulate what's going on for me and why it feels so impossible. And like, you know, I know you talk about the mental load all of the time that mums are juggling and dealing with. And it's like the invisible tangled web of decisions that we have to make, that all like decisions that rely on other decisions and other people and other things, like all unfolding in a particular way. It's like, how do you begin to capture that, like the weight of that? Sometimes, you know, dads would turn around and say, well, just tell me what to do, like tell me what to do, tell me how I can help you, tell me how I can do more. And it's like, sometimes even just communicating like what's at stake and what's being carried is too much. Do you know, like you just can't get there. And I know you've done a lot of extra like research and reading
Just go like a
around
stage
this.
before that.
Yeah.
So there's the communicating this is really difficult. I think there's another stage, which is, why should I have to communicate this to you?
Yeah.
Why don't you see the world in the way I see it?
Yeah.
Why can't you see it?
Yeah.
Why is this invisible?
True.
Why is this labour invisible? You talk a lot about identity and this, everything you thought you knew about identity crumbling when you became a mother, right? And so I open this book, and this is smack there on the first page about this consuming motherhood identity that overwhelms and takes over our other identities. And it's like, this wasn't the point of the chapter. This was taken as a given. And it's just like these little moments, right, of reading these books where it's like, don't skim past the, like, what the hell is she talking about?
You have no concept of that, really.
No concept of it at all.
Yeah. You're basically looking at a concept that you have no real recognition of, right?
Mind-blowing.
It just doesn't, it doesn't even like register. Like, what am I reading? I've got to read that again, and it still doesn't go in.
It's like, what are you reading? I'm like,
I don't know. So how do you then bridge the gap? Like, that is your work, right? You're bridging the gap for men, for dads, who to them, like identity or resentment or like issues within a relationship, that's all very conceptual, isn't it? It's like, how do you get to the practical or translate it into something that they can work with, that's tangible? How do you get there?
When you can, we just got to understand what's going on for the other person.
The mental gymnastics and calculations.
And then she has to understand that the reason I'm not thinking about all those things isn't because I'm a bad person. It's not because I'm morally deficient.
Yeah.
It's because she's carried it from day one. It's been invisible to me. But we all do it. We all do it. We just carry these assumptions of, well, he must see what I see. And it's like, no, you've been doing all this work and becoming an expert since day one. You're carrying all these systems in your head, and I'm really sorry, but no, I can't see them. We need to talk about it.
Yeah. It's been really interesting to learn about resentment as a feeling and where it begins, or what creates the conditions for resentment to like settle in and take hold. And one of the key pieces is loss of autonomy. And by that, I mean some sense that your life is your own and that you get to be the author of your day and that your choices and actions are self-directed. And for so many women, like myself included, when you become a mum, you lose agency, you lose autonomy. And it's like your life is mapped out and the decisions that you made are moved by other people, other schedules. And like what you just said, you know, your wife's day is essentially mapped out by the needs of her children. Whereas for men, I mean, not across the board, but in general, they still maintain that sense of agency within their lives where they get to be the ones who's in charge of their life.
Across the board.
Right.
It is pretty much.
I don't want to blanket everyone, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm yet to see it.
But yeah.
But I think that's right. That is like.
That rings true.
Everything for me has changed. My body, my career, my priorities. Why are you still you?
Yeah, our brains are rewired. Like brain imaging studies have shown, like we enter a structural change, or our brains undergo shifts that are like morphologically similar to what we see in adolescence. Like we are completely restructured at a brain level, and it is comparable. Like it's its own kind of genuine period of neurological development that we go through.
I had to change. I had to make that decision to reprioritize, to look at the world in a different way. And lo and behold, I got my wife back, not just this mum character, this stressed out mum character. You know.
Interesting. An argument I hear, and I know you've spoken about this as well, is this argument of flexibility, and that will mums just have more flexibility to do more and to bend and flex and move with life, and dads are less flexible and less able to do that, right? A lot of the argument will be, well, they can't because they haven't got the flexibility to change and reprioritize in the way that you are maybe describing. I mean, the flexibility argument doesn't necessarily hold, because like mums do tend to end up having to take on more flexibility in their jobs and more, you know, permanent parts of their life, more rigid parts of their life. But flexibility doesn't translate into capacity. And I think we've really confused the two, where it's like, well, you've got more flexibility, so you have more capacity to take on that.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Okay, that's tomorrow's post.
There you go. There you go. They're not equal, like not equal sign in between the two of them.
Yeah, that's really
Like
important.
flexibility doesn't mean capacity. They're two very different things. But I think what I'm hearing you say is like, a lot of the time I feel like that's used as an argument. Well, I have less flexibility, so I have less capacity to reprioritize, to take on more, to pull more weight, do you know, to shoulder more of what's going on. I know I see it in my life. Yeah.
Fight for flexibility and make everything flexible around the family is because deep down we all think it's their job.
There's a bit of like what they call like social loafing happening here as well, where it's like there's multiple people in the scenario and you know that the other person will carry it, so you just let them.
100%.
Yeah.
What are some things that mum was just like, if you did this, my life would be so much easier? And there's usually in every home quite a few where if someone came in to look at your home and audit it as a business, they'd be like, why is she doing that? That makes no sense.
Yeah,
Look at the times of day
so
and everything else she's got to do.
So true. Maybe we all need that. We need an auditor to come in and be like, right, what are the tasks?
That's idiotic.
What makes sense for who to be doing what? That we all need an auditor, basically.
So we'll take something really small, and I did it last week with a couple, where she was just like, I just want him to be in charge of the kids' toothbrushing. So let's really get into what that means, what that would mean to take that over, right? It's just brushing teeth.
No, there's quite a few things folded into that.
Right.
I'm already like,
I've got like a massive document on tooth. I'm sorry this sounds patronising.
No, there's
but
a few
here
things
we go,
in there.
right? So then it emerges in there. Obviously you need toothbrush and toothpaste. I'm like, well, what's the standard that you've all agreed means the teeth are brushed? It's like, okay, well, 2 minutes, and we're going to watch a YouTube video with the kids to make sure that's there. Where does it live in the day? How can we say that this has been achieved or not? Because as you know, with kids, all you get is, yeah, no, I'm going to,
or I've done
and
it.
then they go to school, and it's just, oh, I've done it.
I've done it. I haven't.
So like, how do we do that? And then it comes up like, oh yeah, actually, one of them only has a toothpaste that we can't get with the food order. It comes from Tesco's and we get the food order from...
There we go.
So there's this, what happens, who's in charge of toothbrushing when we go away for the weekend? Well, that's Dad as well. So what are you going to buy another set of toothbrushes? So you've got travel ones because you're going to leave them. That happens all the time. And then you've got no... So it's just really once you do that with something small, men are like, that's why she's stressed.
That's how everything works.
Everything works.
Everything, clothes, food,
toothbrushes isn't
all
a
of
hard
it,
one,
literally.
Right? They're just doing this all the time. And it was just, for me, understanding as a dad, that it was that stuff that was leading to my wife's stress and burnout.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was awful, man. I wasn't...
Oh... It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah,
but I love what you're doing.
Very well,
No, I know. But the changes that you are making in the world now,
Thank
in the
you.
world now, are ultimately helping to improve the lives of families. I don't think you quite understand. You don't understand the gravity. You don't understand the gravity. But you are the work that you're doing, the content that you're making, your new course, your new platform, you are literally helping to improve the lives of families everywhere, because men are it's translating into something that they can work with.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time that that's happened, really, for our generation in particular, where, you know, the load of modern parenthood is quite something.
Really is.
Compared to a generation ago, like it's a completely different terrain that we are moving through now as we raise our kids. And I think you're taking that and you're translating it into something workable for families, for couples, for husbands, for partners. And I think the world will be a better place for it.
Actually, in a world where you've got men online telling boys and other men that actually what women really want is huge muscles and sports cars, it's like, are you sure that's not what men want? Like,
But this is why your work is so important.
So it's like, actually,
in that world.
Yeah.
In that world, especially, like, I just think we have a real fight on our hands here against toxic masculinity. It's obviously a massive, like, buzz phrase at the minute, but it's rife. And I just think that we have an opportunity here to shape the next generation. And what you're doing is literally that, by creating change in our one. So don't dismiss that. And, you know, yes, you maybe wish things were different at different points in your life, but I think that the work that you're doing now, the insight that it gave you, and the work that you're doing now,
Yeah.
Your wife might disagree completely with me, and
No,
obviously
I
wish that you know, she had more of you.
No, I think, I mean, God, it's just been so great for our relationship. But also, you know, my wife works with me. I'm not doing this on my own. You know, like every post, I'm like, am I got this right? Am I saying this? You
Love
know,
that.
and we don't always kind of agree on it.
Yeah.
But, you know, the other day I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. People are signing up to this course and it's mainly men. I can't believe
That's
it.
great.
And she went, every fucking man in the world needs to do this course.
But they do. But they do.